Hello neighbors and truck owners. Today we're taking a look at the Thule TracRac TracOne Ladder Rack, and this is going to be available in not only this nice gray powder coat, but also a black finish as well. Now if you look for a ladder rack on your Tacoma and haven't had luck, that's because Toyota has this in-bed track system, and so it makes it a little bit tricky to use a universal ladder rack system on your Tacoma. Well, that's where Thule came in, and these are actually designed specifically for the Tacoma to fit into these slots, which is great. It's using a nice OEM piece that's already pretty sturdy to cinch this down, making it really easy to not only put together, but also to set it up. A nice design feature about these clamps here is you can see this little bump out here, and what that is a cradle for your toolbox. So not only are you gaining real estate with the ladder rack itself, but also you're not inhibiting the ability to be able to put your in-bed toolbox. So besides the brackets being Tacoma specific, the rest of the ladder rack is going to gain you the same that you would get from any other ladder rack that isn't specific to the Tacoma. And what that's going to be is a 65-inch bar. So that's going to be pretty wide, allowing you to put your works tools, whatever, surfboards, whatever kind of comes your way that's going to be too long for a truck bed, it's going to be able to go up here. Now, you have a weight capacity of 800 pounds on this, which is a decent amount. So definitely take that into consideration with what you're loading up, and make sure you don't overload it, but that is a pretty big window. You also have these load stops here to custom cater to whatever you're putting on here, and you can slide them pretty easily, and when you're happy with the space that you need, simply tighten down the handle, and it's going to hold it in place. Also on these load stops is a nice open hole and a hook, and so that's going to allow you to be able to strap down whatever you're carrying to know that it's not going to fall off your rack while driving. So it does use the T-Track system that Thule has, which is really nice because it's going to open it up to be able to put a bunch of accessories on the ladder rack, and not just, you know, lumber or ladders or whatever it may be. You can put bike racks on here, you can put a roof basket, you can put a number of different things. So if you need to take your kayak, no problem. If you need to get your bike up here, no problem. And through all that, you're also being able to retain all of the bed space while doing it. Now both the gray and the black have the E-coat finish, and what that's going to do is prevent scratching long term. So when you're loading things up, you can actually kind of use this as leverage, and it's going to prevent it from really getting chewed up, and that's going to be great because it's going to look good for a long time. Now construction of the ladder rack is going to be made out of aluminum, which is great because it's pretty lightweight. It's not going to add a ton of weight to your truck, and also putting it in place makes it a lot easier being a little bit lightweight. Now something else you'll notice is the shape of the crossbar itself has an aerodynamic kind of wing shape to it, and what that's going to do is cut through wind. So it's going to really reduce that wind noise when driving. So if you've ever had a roof rack with square bars, it creates a lot of wind resistance, it can lower your gas mileage, and you can hear it while driving. Well, this shape should cut down that to a minimum. Now if you were installing a toolbox, this is where this bracket actually comes into play, because your box is actually going to sit on top of here, but it's kind of not level. So included is extra brackets here, and these are going to slide in just like we did on the other ones. You have this piece in here, and it's got this nice little rubber padding as well. That's just going to kind of sit here on the bed rail, and then this will be on the slot, and it'll actually clamp down here, and that way you have a level platform for your toolbox to sit on. So with this, it's going to keep that toolbox nice and flush and level, but also these bump outs here, we have 3 of them on each side. That's going to hold it from sliding laterally, so that's going to be really nice, keeping your toolbox in place. Now, of course, if you don't have a toolbox, it still works as a ladder rack, and it really makes it nice and easy because you can kind of use this as the leverage point, and you're able to slide this along. And again, it's got that E-coat, so it's going to keep it from getting scratched too much, and I can just work my way up here. And then the adjustability of the load stops is really nice too, because obviously it's wider at the base of this ladder, so I can adjust these accordingly, giving it a nice snug fit. So the great part is if you have different loads that you carry at different times and not just the same ladder over and over, you're able to adjust on the fly really quickly, cinch that down, and then now I can strap this down and know that it's not going to go anywhere. Now, if you need some straps to get your ladder or whatever tied down, we actually have some really nice ones here at eTrailer, and they're coated here to kind of protect them, and they also have a little band to keep all that excess from flapping. But you do want to make sure that you're not just putting stuff on here without strapping it down, and that's the great part about these load stops, is the fact that you have a few points to actually run it through and make sure that it is secured. So now with our ladder strapped down, we're ready to hit the road and get to the job site. And hopefully this is a great option for you to gain a lot of real estate on your truck without taking any of your previous space that you had before. And this is going to be a great option for anyone that wants to put accessories on here or just use it as a work truck. And that was a look at the Thule TracRac TracOne ladder rack. Thanks for watching.